because Kenya dominates here in East Africa, on the continent, and indeed in the world when it comes to athletics. So it was absolutely brilliant to see that come to life through those two anthems. I see a lot of athletes here. We'll be recognizing them in just a second, but I want to start off with one specific athlete, one who is a silver medalist when it comes to the World Road Race, also a silver medalist when it comes to the World Championships. So if there's anyone who has faith, not Kipyegon, but in her abilities, it will be the one and only Margaret Chelimo, and I will invite her to come to the front in order to lead us in prayer.
Acha nichukue fursa hii niwaombe wote tusimame kwa ajili ya maombi. Let's believe and pray. Our Father, we thank you this morning. Thank you, Lord, for the gift of life. Thank you, Lord, for this ceremony. As we are going to start, oh Lord, be with us, Father, and guide us, Father. I pray this short prayer, believing and trusting in your name.
Short prayer from a lady who made short work of the competition in those races, so I think it's very befitting. So where are we? We are at Western, first and foremost. I'd like to thank the organization for hosting us. I just want to see so many faces, so many companies. I see Amaco is also here, very welcome. There is also Betika, interesting one. Betika have been doing their things in athletics. They become the game changers, to be honest with you. So I was speaking to Eric. There he is. Very quiet in terms of his personality, but they're doing some very big things, and there's some big news that's coming on their way. That's why I've actually mentioned it. They have a few races, I think, third edition of the race in Iten, the 15-kilometer. They have one in Kericho, they have one in Uasin Gishu. So it's great to see you guys doing the right thing and joining athletics in this country. The Tourism Fund is also here. They, of course, are the ones who have sponsored the breakfast. So Asanteni Sana kwa Chakula, Tourism Fund. I'm here for the first time. I don't know how many other people have been here to Western. This is my first time here, so I feel like a tourist. Thank you for the breakfast, including part of my tourism. From the Tourism Fund, I want to acknowledge the Ministry of Sports, represented here by the PS, Engineer Peter Toom. Very good man. I know him a bit personally, so I've had a few chats here. I know his dream for sports, and of course he's in love with athletics, which is a great thing. CAST TV, we are live on CAST TV, so you can share that. Share your pictures, your information on social media. Do not worry, we're live on CAST TV, and we're also live on Facebook, so we're not being just watched. We're not the only people here paying attention to this amazing moment. It's the Athletics Kenya 2024-2025 calendar reveal. I know they want me to say a launch, but I feel it's a reveal because they're revealing to you more than just a calendar, but I'm not in the place to make that statement. We have a man who is very capable who will be coming to tell you what exactly they're revealing beyond the calendar. But it's important for us to know. I mean, when the races are, where the races are, which one begins, which one is when, so we can prepare ourselves because everyone here is a busy person. So, we are about to get the show on the road. We'll keep it short and sweet, and we'll get straight to the point. Have two speeches coming your way. We'll have a few introductions, but I am in no position to introduce you. The people of the House of Athletics Kenya are the ones who we will be asking to come through and introduce. And one of them happens to be, well, how do I say this? Very, very well-spoken man. I'm trying to look at where he's seated. I've seen him. Very spoken, soft-spoken man, very kind, very patient, very nice, and very well-organized. And by the way, for all the companies here, this is the face that you'll be seeing more often than not. Abraham Mutai, as you come up, he is, of course, part of the chairman marketing of Athletics Kenya, and is also a chairman. I know you guys have seen him from within the country. Abraham will be giving us the welcoming remarks.
Thank you so much, MC, our peers, our sponsors, our athletes, our officials from Athletics Kenya, our trustees led by the General himself. Mine is a simple task, is to welcome you all to the Athletics Kenya family. My name, the way you heard, is Abraham Mutai. I'm in charge of marketing in Athletics Kenya, and today we're going to take you down the memory lane to understand how it is done before the champions are born. So at this time, sit back, enjoy, and we will all be ready to be taken through by the President himself. Asante sana.
We can give him a round of applause. Abraham. So you heard him. This is a journey. They say a journey is not just the destination, it's about what you experience. We are about to get onto a road, and we're very, very glad as Athletics Kenya that you will be part of this journey. If you want to go somewhere quickly, you can run solo. If you want to go far, going with people is absolutely key, and that's why you are here today, and that's why Athletics Kenya is absolutely desiring to hold your hand, and for you to hold their hand as we get on a road to a specific destination, which I will wait for the President to, well, reveal to you. Speaking of that road, I was just looking into history, and I was like, wow, it's been absolutely brilliant, hasn't it? First, Olympic gold medal back in 1960, Olympic medal back in 1964, Wilson Kiprugut in the 800 meters, all the way now. Then we had the first woman who won a medal, first Kenyan woman, Pauline Konga, 1996 in the 5,000 meters, and now we have gold medalists. Every single place you turn around, whatever competition it is, Kenya is on top. Kenya is just owning athletics. It's not something we do, it's something we are. And that is the difference between us and the rest of the world. I heard a young, beautiful lady coming in from the Uganda Commission. I'm not sure she'll be happy to hear that, but yeah, that's exactly who we are. That's why we're set apart from the entire world. And you have an opportunity to be part of that journey to success, to greatness, because it's been proven time and again that it will not fail to happen. Keeping that in mind, I want you and I to walk down memory lane. You hear Athletics Kenya, you probably forget the kind of achievements, because there's so many that they have brought about for this country. Why don't we remind you?
Kenya first participated in the Olympic Games in 1956 and has sent athletes in every Summer Olympic Games since then, except for the boycotted 1976 and 1980 Games. In total, Kenya has won 117 medals, 38 gold, 43 silver, and 36 bronze in track and field. Its first Olympic medal through Wilson Kiprugut, who won bronze in the men's 800 meters finals at the 1964 Tokyo Olympics Games. The glorious moments started at the 1968 Olympics in Mexico City, where Kenya won 11 medals, including 3 gold by Amos Biwott in steeplechase, Naftali Temu in 10,000 meters, and Kipchoge Keino in 1,500 meters. A key moment at the Olympics came in 1984 in Los boycott 1976 and 1980 games. The rules in athletics. Julius won an 8 Keter in the 1,000 meter chase, and Pauline Konga became the first Kenyan woman Olympic medalist, taking silver in 5,000 meters. In 2000, Sydney, Australia, Kenya secured 7 medals, including 2 golds from Reuben Kosgei for 3,000 meter steeple, and Noah and 1,000 meters. 2004 Athens Games, Kenya won 7 medals. Ezekiel Kemboi captured the nation's only gold medal in the men's 3,000 meter steeplechase. In the 2012 London Olympics, Kenya left with 11 medals, making it the most successful African country based on overall medal standings. David Rudisha set a world record in the men's 800 meters, while Ezekiel Kemboi continued the tradition in men's 3,000 steeplechase. In 2016 at Rio de Janeiro, the Kenyan team included 5 past Olympic medalists. Kenya left Rio de Janeiro with 13 medals, achieving historic medals in the field events and hurdles through Julius Yego, in javelin and Boniface Mucheru in men's 400 meters hurdles. During the 2020 Tokyo Olympics, impacted by the COVID-19 pandemic, Kenya's medal tally decreased compared to 2016, but still surpassed other African nations. In this year's Paris Olympics, Kenya topped the African medal count with 11 medals, including Beatrice Chebe's victories in the women's 5,000 and 10,000 meters. World record holder Faith Kipyegon excelled in the women's 1,500 meters and won silver in the 5,000 meters, while Emmanuel Wanyonyi defended the men's 800 meters title. Ronald Kwemoy won a silver medal in 5,000 meters, while Mary Moraa, Abraham Kibiwott, Faith Cherotich, Benson Kipruto, and Helen Obiri all won bronze medals. At the World Championships, Kenya ranked second in gold medals with 171 medals since the championships began in 1983. In the 2015 event in Beijing, Kenya topped the world with 16 medals, including gold in men's 400 meters hurdles from Nicholas Bett and javelin from Julius Yego. Ezekiel Kemboi boasts 4 golds and 3 silvers in the men's 3,000 meters steeplechase. Faith Kipyegon and Vivian Cheruiyot have excelled, each winning 4 golds in various events. John Ngugi was the first athlete to win 3 senior men's World Athletics Cross-Country Championships titles from 1986 to 1989. Kenya was first to sweep the senior men's podium in 1988, with Ngugi winning gold. It repeated the feat in 1993. Paul Tergat won 5 championships titles from 1995 to 1999. Kenya has participated in the World Indoor Championships, collecting 42 medals, 10 gold, 15 silver, and 17 bronze. In the Under-20 Championships, Kenya has amassed 212 medals, ranking 6th. Kenya topped the global medal table 5 times, most recently in 2021 when it hosted the championships, collecting 16 medals. This brief history highlights Kenya's athletics as we look forward to more successful events in the future.
It's just the grace of God. This country is riddled with absolute talent. You've just seen, historically, we are a country that just stands out and every nation looks up to. Heck, every nation comes to train like us and see if they can be like us. And it's a blessing to be in a room in which we have some of the athletes who have been mentioned and some athletes who are currently and have carried the flag absolutely high. Julius Yego, who is also here, I've seen him somewhere. Julius Yego, he is 2015 World Championship gold. Margaret Chelimo, who just gave us a prayer. Abraham Kibiwott is around, bronze medal, of course, in the Olympics. World bronze, Amos Serem, steeplechase, diamond. Nelly Chepchirchir, Emmanuel Wanyonyi, the 800 meters king, Rosemary, Monica Wanjiru, Edmond Serem, under 20, Peru. Remember steeplechase, Sarah Moraa, current Africa champion, also under 20, Peru, 800 meters. Zablon Ekwam is also here. Ruth Chepngetich, the world champion 2019, Doha, and of course, African Speedmaster Ferdinand Omanyala, Africa record holder and Commonwealth champion. I can see at least he is seated right here in front. So we are riddled with absolute talent. So let me ask you a question. As you sit there and you look at me with a serious face, why can't we have fun today with smiles on our face? With a few smiles as le athletes wanna perform. Because guys, it's not an obituary. I'm not here to give a speech. I am here to be a part of this journey. So I will ask that we liven up. In fact, just shake someone's hand on your table. Ask for a name. Get to know someone. My goodness. Come alive, come alive. Amaninja. Breakfast Tico, Kibao. Courtesy of the tourism fund, so don't worry about that. All right, so we've heard from Abraham of time. We've seen a little bit of a history, and now I would like to invite Mr. Paul Mutui, who is the Senior Vice President at Athletics Kenya. He will be coming in and he will be inviting our president.
Thank you very much, MC, our chief guest, the PS, our president, other invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, and the athletes. Good morning. Mine is very simple. Is in the first place, just to explain, like the MC has been saying, is a very big occasion that we have today. Mainly is to launch the calendar of events, and the most important part of it is that of way we have baptized our calendar of events. We have baptized it to be the road to Tokyo. Tokyo will host, as a city will host the World Athletics Championships starting from the 13th to 21st of the month of September. So what we have come for is to get to know the road to Tokyo. In fact, what has happened is that we have baptized the way to that World Championship by Athletics Kenya to be the road to Tokyo. That is the way, or the name, we have baptized our calendar of events. And as we all know, the calendar of events starts with cross countries and then come to track and field. This is where we are, and therefore, without wasting time, I want to say we are very glad that within this process of the road to Tokyo, we are saying is like we are giving an analogy of a matatu that is traveling from one destination to the other one. And like we all know, it goes stopping in certain places, picking passengers, and even at times being stopped by traffic police. So that now what I'm trying to say here is within the road to Tokyo, we will be having some stopovers. These stopovers are the places where we will be doing championships. The championships will be local and others will be international. These are the stopovers. The major reason for them is to get to test the athletes whom we will have gotten, and the athletes whom we will be trying to put together, so that at the end of it at Tokyo, they will be able to earn medals for Kenya, like we saw the way it happened in Paris. So that now, within this journey or the road, like we all know, when a vehicle is traveling, it requires some kind of input, like petrol, like getting some kind of input in some other kind of instance. What I'm trying to say here is that within the road to Tokyo, Athletics Kenya will require that kind of being assisted. And I wanted to come to one very important point, that we have our sponsor. We have gotten sponsors who will be trying to assist us to get to Tokyo, where we expect to do very well. Now, the major sponsor is, of course, the ministry, where our honorable engineer is with us here, the PS. And then we have some sponsors who have come up, like Mr. Solo tried to tell us. We have some sponsors, we have invited them. So this is the way forward, whereby now, in order for this vehicle to get to the destination, it must be properly sponsored financially and other kind of means. We have also another body that we are looking forward to associate with, and that is ADAC, to try to see that as we move there, then, like we all know, we are all of us very clear, that is the athletes. So this is the way forward. Otherwise, mine was not to give a kind of a talk. I was just introducing the reason why we are here. It is that road to Tocho, and I have talked about it. So then now, I would like at this juncture to ask our president to come and more about it, try to explain to us exactly why we are here and give us more information. Mr. President, please.
Thank you very much, Paul. The Principal Secretary in the Ministry of Youth Affairs, Creative Economy and Sports, and particularly the Principal Secretary in the Department of Sports. I see we also have the CEO of Sports Athletics, Sports, the Sports Fund. We have the CEO of ADAC, she's here. We have the Sports Kenya, DG, the Sports Registrar. We have the CAS that are covering this particular event. I see we also have person from Uganda High Commission, Karibu Sana, welcome. We also have the Stockholm Environment Institute, who is our partner. As it's been said, we also have the corporates, Karibu Sana. We have the athletes. You can see they are all in uniform. You cannot confuse because they are in uniform. We also have our coaches who are here. We have our trustees, led by General Opande and Shimiwa Olen Kanai. We have our masters team, led by Rose Tata Muya here. And we have everybody, Karibuni Sana, welcome. Now, you've been told about the road. How do we get there? That is my responsibility. And I will take you through very quickly on how we intend to get there. Now, the last World Championship, World Athletics Senior Championships, was held last year in Budapest in Hungary, where Kenya did very well. So the next one is going to be in Tokyo next in the coming year. It is always held 2 years in that order. So World Senior Athletic Championship is a competition organized by World Athletics every 2 years in a member country that has been given the rights to host. It is the apex of athletics competition that brings together all athletes who will have made the qualifying standards set by World Athletics from the 214 member countries or member federations of the world. Other World Championships events that are organized periodically is called World Athletics Series. These include World Under 20, World Cross Country, World Relays, World Road Running Championships, World Indoor Games, and so forth and so on. Diamond League, the Continental Tour, and so forth. Of course, there is World Cross Country. As for the Tokyo 2025, the championship will take place at the National Stadium in Tokyo, Japan, in 2025. The championship will take place, there will be 24 male events, 24 female events, and 1 mixed event. bringing together a total number of 49 events that will be competed in Tokyo. These events and their entry or qualifying standards are as follows. Maybe you can, yeah, good. You can see the events which are there. We have got the women events, and we have got the men events, and their qualifying standards. For example, 100 meters, the women qualifying standard will be 11.04, and for the men is 10 seconds. That is the qualifying standard. Anybody who meets that standard of 10 or below for men and 11.07 for women and below, then you qualify to go to the World Championship. And it follows all the way 200 meters. You can see men 2016, women 22.57, 400 the same, and so forth and so on. Where you see there are two, like the 1500 meters or the mile on the road race, the standard, they show the two qualifying standards. Because you can qualify on the track and you can also qualify on the mile on the road. So there are two qualifications where you can qualify. That is why it's shown like that there. Then 5,000 meters or 5 kilometers on the road, 10,000 meters or 10 kilometers on the road, and then marathon, 3,000 meters steeplechase, 110 meters hurdles, that is for men. 100 meters hurdles, that is for women. So they are different distances. That is why it is shown like that. And then 400 meters hurdles, high jump, pole vault, long jump, triple jump, all the way, hammer throw, javelin, heptathlon. Heptathlon is only for women. And then the decathlon is for men. So they are different. And that is why it shows different qualifying standards and for both men and women. Then we have the 12 kilometer race walk and 25 as well. And then now we come to the relays. 4 by 100 meters for both, 4 by 400 meters for both. And you remember I talked about one mixed event. That is the relay mixed. So that brings to 49 events that will be competed in the World Championships in Tokyo. That is what we are preparing for. And for us now to get the athletes qualify, then we need to look at the qualifying standards and follow the rules and regulations. So much for that. Now the qualifying period, because they also give the qualifying period to say from this time to this time, that is the only time you can qualify, and not any other time. And so the qualification of the championships will be based on the combination of entry standards and world rankings. There's also something called ranking. So whenever you run in any other event outside this, you are ranked, and then you will be considered if you are qualified or not. So the entry standards have been set with the aim of qualifying about 50% of the athletes from the qualifying rounds. The qualifying window for the events is as follows. Marathon, which is an 35-kilometer race walk. Those two, you can only qualify between 5th of November 2023, which is already behind us, and 4th of May 2025. That is the qualifying period for those two events. So the marathoners are already qualifying even as we sit here from last year, and they are allowed to do that until 4th of May. For 10,000 meters, 20-kilometer race walk, combined events and relays, the period for qualification is between 25th February 2024 to 24th August 2025. So some of them have already qualified. Even those who are in the Olympics, some have already qualified. And some of them are here. And then for all other events, is 1st of August 2024 up to 24th of August 2025. That is a closing period. So beyond that, you cannot qualify, you cannot be considered, and you cannot be selected to go for the championship. So that is the period given. Now, the target numbers. Maybe you can bring that as well. The target numbers. 100 meters, You can, those who will qualify and required to go for the World Championship, they can only take up to 48 best. So there would be more qualifiers, more than 48. But they can only take 48, and in 200 meters and 400 meters, 48, 800 meters, 56, 1500 meters, 56, steeplages, 36, 5,000 meters, 42, 10,000 meters, 27, 100 meters hurdles, and 110 meters hurdles, and 400 meters hurdles, 40, field events, all field events, 36, combined events, 24, marathon, 100. And this is both. Race walk, 20 kilometers, 50. Race walk, 35, 50. Relays, 16 teams, because relays are in teams. So they can only take 16, and I'll be telling you how those 16 are qualified to go there. So those are the standards, and that is why, Panapias, for our athletes to qualify and get into these numbers, they will need to qualify either here or outside the country. But for the qualification here, and I'm happy that the DG Sports Kenya is here, that we will require the stadiums which are certified, which are confirmed, and where the athletes can qualify. And there are only two in Kenya at the moment. That is Kasarani and Nyayo. So we'll be coming to you to sit together, and then we see how can we allow these athletes to qualify during this period so that they can get into this number here. It's very, very critical, because you can imagine the whole world, and you need only 48 individuals to go for 100 meters and the rest. So we need to assist our athletes to qualify by giving them the right conditions, the right standards, and the proper stadiums where they can qualify. So we'll come to you and we'll discuss that. The official timetable for these championships in Tokyo 2025 has been confirmed by World Athletics Council. This allows tickets pre-sales to start from the date of approval. So any Kenyan who may want to go to Tokyo and wants to buy a ticket, the tickets are available. You don't have to wait for the government or for the ministry or for Athletics Kenya to say, how do we get there? You can actually buy a ticket right now. And the combination is there. For this to be achieved, we shall be requesting, of course, as we have said, the stadiums. Now, the other qualification requirement is of the anti-doping obligation. And we are here. We are happy that Sarah is here, the CEO of Anti-Doping Agency of Kenya. And these World Athletics member federations are categorized according to their doping risks to the sport in descending order, categories A, B, and C. The category C members are the least risks, of course, followed by B, and then A. Kenya, as we stand today here, we are in category A, which has got the highest risk of doping. And so we need ADAC and AIU, Athletics Integrity Unit of World Athletics, to assist us in this so that our athletes can then qualify in this particular category. The specific obligations of a member federation are set out in the World Athletics Anti-Doping Rule 15 and is determined by its assigned category. Certain obligations will apply to all member federations, whilst others will apply depending on the category in which the member federation is placed. Athletics Kenya is obliged to provide an effective, intelligent, and proportionate annual testing plan to AIU and ADAC at the beginning of every calendar year. No athlete will participate as part of a national team of a category A member federation in a world championship or Olympic Games unless, 1, in the 10 months prior to the championship, they have undergone at least 3 no notice out of competition tests for urine and blood. And I can see Raphael is just arriving. He's actually from AIU. So welcome, Raphael. And we are happy to see you here. We are actually talking about the qualification to the World Championship. The second point is that the 3 no-notice outcome competition tests must have been conducted at least 3 weeks apart. You cannot go once and say you want to conduct all the tests together. They are going to be 3 weeks apart from that. All 3 no-notice out of competitions tests have been conducted under the authority of the Anti-Doping Organization of Kenya, or AIU, and the results recorded by the relevant entity in Adams. So as soon as that is done, then we send the results all the way to be confirmed in Adams. Category A member federations, including Kenya, shall ensure that all their athletes are aware of this eligibility. So the reason why we are presenting this report here and launching the calendar is not just for this forum only. And that is why CAS is here, so that they can relay this to all our athletes, to all our coaches, to all our officials, and to all the citizens of this country, so that they understand the reason why we have to prepare as early as now. So it is very, very important that we do this, all these things in this particular area now. In view of the above requirements, World Athletics Championship Tokyo 2025 will be held, as Paul said, from 13th to 21st of September 2025 in Japan. Athletics Kenya therefore hold its trials for World Championships in Tokyo 2025 on the 24th and 26th of July 2025 here in Nairobi. That is when we will be selecting the team. Trials, and we select the team. And we announce the team by that time so that we send the names for approval and we prepare them for the championship. The first test then should have been conducted between 15th of November 2024, which is next month, and 15th of June 2025. Any athlete who would not have undergone at least one test by 15th of June 2025 will not be allowed to compete neither in the trials nor represent the country in the World Championships. So it's important that athletes understand this, coaches, officials, ourselves, the community of Kenya, and everybody else, so that whatever we do, because people have been asking a lot of questions, why was this happening, what this happened, and so forth and so on. So these are the rules and regulations that we are going to follow, and the timelines and the qualification standards. Now, I leave that about Tokyo. If there will be any clarifications or any questions, we are ready to do that later on, and even have other presentations and other forums to clarify this. But we in Athletics Kenya, we also have something called the Sports for Climate Action. As you are aware, AK, Athletics Kenya, signed and committed to the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change on the first World Athletics Member Federation to sign this document. To do so in August, we did that on the August 2021, when we were hosting the World Under-20 Championship here in Nairobi. This will ensure that we play our role as a sports organization to address the triple planetary crisis of climate change, biodiversity loss, waste, and pollution. Our partners are United Nations Environment Programme and Stockholm Environment Institute, who have collaborated with us here in Kenya, Africa, and the rest of the world in the delivery of this particular issue. We have had engagements at the United Nations Environment Assembly, Stockholm Plus 50 Conference, Conference of Parties 27, Conference of Parties 28, United Nations Conference in AGM, and the 77th World Health Conference in Geneva this year. The Air Quality Project with United Nations Environment Programme and Stockholm Environment Institute has been monitored, installed in 6 sports venues and 3 schools in Kenya. Real-time air quality monitoring during Nairobi City Marathon, for example, which happened last month, Kip Keino Classic and Sirikwo cross-country continues to be implemented. And during the cross-country here in Nairobi, we installed 6 air quality sensors, static, and 6 mobile, so that our athletes get proper air quality report to get to understand that everything is okay for them to run in a clean air environment. Athletics Kenya currently has an annual reporting obligation to United Nations Climate Office on the framework and World Athletics on sustainability strategy. So that is about that. And then now, what do we think about the future of athletics? And who can tell us? What is the future of athletics in the world, including Kenya? What were the parameters? What are the things that we need to look at so that we can be at the same standard with the rest of the world? And our suggestion is that the future of athletics in the world will be dictated by the pace of digital development. It is expected that over the next 5 years, we expect the following. 1, artificial intelligence will be embedded as a new teammate. 2, data will become currency for sports properties and athletes. Number 3, we underpin transformative sports, entertainment, and development. So entertainment here makes a lot of difference as well. Number 4, increasingly adopt the technology imposter model. This is what we are working on for the future. We want to augment reality that will become a mainstream of sports and particularly athletics. And one interesting thing is that the next generation will be the 3rd most disruptive force for change. The next one is tracking the fan and customer lifetime value will be a key measure for organizations, including Athletics Kenya. And so we need to have an engagement with the next generation that will be tested and interacted to understand the impact of new initiatives. And finally, a sport which is already reality shall be at the Los Angeles Olympics in 2028. But of course, we also have the 2027 World Championships in Beijing. So we have come from last year, Hungary, Budapest in Hungary, World Championships. The next year we are going to Tokyo Olympics in Japan. 2027 is going to be in Beijing in China. And then 2029, we have applied as Kenya to host the World Championships here. We hope, and we want to thank the government for allowing us to do that. And so we hope, as we prepare, we all need to support this. And so, since we have got our partners here, and potential sponsors and so forth, what are the opportunities for partnerships, sponsorships, and so forth and so on? The background and trends of partnership. Athletics Kenya is currently in a unique position in that, I'm sure you have all heard, the Cabinet Secretary has issued instructions that we need to look outside as opposed to just inside alone. The government has been supporting the sports in this country, and I think because of other competing matters, we now need to look outside also and see who else can support sports in this country. And that is why we are here with the sponsors, and I want to welcome all the sponsors here. Financial input alone is not enough. It is for this reason that we have approached some corporates to support us in this road to Tokyo. Let me once again appreciate their support and attending this launch, because some of them are already here. And as you heard the Master of Ceremony say, one of them, and that is Tourist Fund, has actually sponsored this event here, breakfast and everything else. And so, when I see you, thank you so much for allowing us to sit here, enjoy, and discuss about Tokyo. And I hope you will also be in Tokyo. Thank you, because we are partners in this, not only because of supporting this, but anytime we have brought or we have hosted international championships here, people come for tourism as well. I remember during the World Under 20, most of the athletes, because they are under 20 and they are young, they were accompanied by their parents, by their guardians, and everybody else. And when we finished the championships at Kasarani, they ended up in Masai Mara, some went to Mount Kenya, some went to the coast, some to everywhere in this country. And so we collaborate in this quite a lot. And so thank you so much. These are not easy questions that we want to answer. Like, for example, why is sport attractive to investors and sponsors? Why is it attractive? How has the third-party capital been used in our environment? What are the current themes in athletics investment? So as you invest in athletics, then there's got to be a way of doing some of these things. And as I say, these are not easy questions to answer from the onset. We need to look at the commercial structure for events. And this covers sponsorship rights, certain collective rights, title sponsorship, media rights, domestic rights, merchandising, and commercial hospitality. This doesn't necessarily mean that we must conclude a deal immediately. We might want to commence the process now, because that is a process. It's not just a one-day sitting, and we all agree on some of these things. And then, of course, you attend most of our events, and we continue from there. In order to commence partnership engagement, we need to establish a commercial structure, commercial terms, and commercial model. And so we'll be able to sit together and look at all this, and as soon as we agree, then we'll be there. And so, the 2024-2025 calendar of events, I will also ask if we can look at it here, so that we now see the actual process and the actual events. As you look at this, maybe I don't know whether you can. The yellow events, the yellow color showing the events. Those are Athletics Kenya events. Athletics Kenya events. The blue, as you can see there, those are Athletics Kenya affiliates that they can also conduct their own championships as the qualifying standards continue. Then we have the green, that is international or world championships. Like, for example, you can see the Sirikwa Classic Cross Country Tour, although it will be in Kenya, but it is a world championships event. So we are only hosting in Kenya because we were allowed that one. And then, of course, you can also see the Great Chepsaita Cross Country, which is now gold level. Again, it has become international. So that is the reason why we have got all these. And we will be using all these now to qualify for the World Championships in Tokyo next year. That is part of the calendar. Next. It continues. You can see, for example, Diamond League. All the Diamond Leagues are there, starting from 16th of May, 2025. Diamond League in Doha, I think is and so forth. German League, and the rest, and so forth and so on. So the same goes for every color which I have mentioned, and that is the calendar we are launching today for Tokyo. This is the calendar we are launching today. We are going to distribute, every one of you will get a copy immediately after this, so that you can study, you can look at it, you can understand, you can discuss, and particularly our technical officials, coaches, athletes, and everybody else. And of course, now we'll give a copy to the government so that we all understand where we are coming from and where we are going to. So, where is Tokyo? World Cup, the last one. 13th to 21st of September 2025, World Athletic Championships in Tokyo, Japan. And that is, competition group is World Athletic Championships, organized by World Athletics, as I told you earlier on. And so, Bwana PS, this is the calendar. This is what we intend to continue to have, so that everybody is aware on how to prepare. How do you prepare? We in Athletics Kenya, we are preparing this. We need our technical officials, our regions, our counties, our sub-counties, our wards, because by the way, you know, we cover the whole country, from the ward level to the sub-county, to region, to national. And so we need to understand this very well, and then you have your own program on how you intend to, and then of course we have got our own athlete representatives who are sometimes called agents. They also need to understand this, because they prepare some of our athletes for the marathons, for outside competitions, and so it's a whole lot of program that we need all to understand. And then we work together so that we can take the best team to Tokyo. That is why we are here today. And so I want to once again, appreciate our corporates who have come here, so that you can understand why we are working together and how we intend to work together, how we intend to conduct the program together until we get there. And ladies and gentlemen, in conclusion, let me state that our activities in athletics are guided by World Athletics Global Calendar. World Athletics Global Calendar, International Olympic Games Calendar, Commonwealth Games Federation Calendar, Confederation of African Athletics Calendar, and our national calendar of events that we are launching today, which is this one. This is what is guiding our programs here in Kenya and in all our championships. For the partners, benefits accrue at various stages of national, continental, or global events. You can now, as you study, because you will get a copy, as you study this program, you can now pick on what you want to sponsor, according to what I already said about what we are going to discuss together. And how to do that, Abraham Mutai, I think, has been here. He's the chairman of the marketing team. He's ready to sit down and discuss with you, go through all that with his team, and then we can now sign an agreement together. So you can pick any event that you would like to do, what you are interested in, and then we can discuss that. So Athletics Kenya is open and is seeking to welcome you as partners across the entire spectrum of our calendar of events. And so I invite you to partner with us in this new athletic season of 2024-2025. Before I sit down, I think we started with some action on the screen. Let us also see one or two other actions so that we can conclude before I invite the peers to come here and give his remarks, and then we'll be through with the program today. So can we see the other clips, please? That is what will be the conclusion. Those are just a few clips to represent all the others, but all of them are world record holders. Congratulations. All of you who are there. We hope we will then continue with that winning streak, with that spirit, and we all go to Tokyo to go and conquer the world. With those few remarks, ladies and gentlemen, allow me to invite the PS to come and first of all we hold or maybe you would like to, you want to say something?
Yes, Mr. President. Before the PS comes, I will ask him to actually come front, but first we're going to officially launch this. You already heard it's the road to Tokyo, and that road starts with this first step. For the PS, it's going to take a few steps to come to the stage. So it starts right now, right here today, and we are going to officially launch it with the PS and the President. So I will also ask for 2 athletes, gentlemen and a lady, so that we can, yes, and then a representative from Tourism Fund, kindly come, and you will be representing all the sponsors. Wacha tukwambie tu sahi mapema, asante kwa chakula, unajua we Africans.
So that is the road to Tokyo.
And we are officially on that journey. The road to Tokyo begins right here with you. And you are going to be part of the journey. I just want to say I can't wait for 2025 to come around and we find ourselves in Tokyo. Whatever you're using, a matatu, you're walking. I heard the Senior Vice President talking about matatus. I know Yego is already there, so he probably caught a flight. He will be there. Now I'll ask the athletes to come up, all athletes to come up, and we take one picture. All athletes kindly come up. All right, so we will take this picture because for the sake of time, for the PS, after his speech. Some of us can stand behind them. Some of us can plan to kneel right in front. I mean, we kneel in front of the world record time when we finally win it, so